Okay, we're recording. Good. Yes, don't really like using webcams. Not a great fan of my face. Um, so I've started doing a Coursera course, online games, literature, new media, and narrative, um, and Vanderbilt University, and very excited about it, to be honest, because it takes the Lord of the Rings and it looks at the novel, the film, and the video game, and it looks at remediation and how that transforms familiar stories as they move across media. Um, I love the idea of using computer games as a portal, a door opening into literature and the influences of literature. And I've been very impressed by week one and week two. Brilliant. I love the poetry. I love linking the poetry of various quests based literature. I think it's such an amazing idea of trying to. I think it could do. There's so much depth that you could do. I would personally love it if they did more of the influences on Tolkien, and then went into the Green Knight and all the different influences that made Tolkien write his book. I would love that. I think that's a great idea. So my point of issue, the reason for making this video, is the computer game. I've just come out of a long-term relationship with WoW, World of Warcraft. I'm probably still going to go back in there as a RPG guild leader, PvP, and I just, I cannot be bothered to. I just gaming is such a struggle. I have taught computer gaming and media studies for 15 years, but I am so bored of the current state of computer games. Um, I just I play a bit of Hearthstone. Um, I did like Anno 2070. That was quite good. But all this DRM business and signing on to various websites for the honour of playing the game, it's just terrible, terrible. The websites are so badly designed. I had to talk to a human being to get a code to play Lotro, and I didn't even really want to play Lotro. I cannot be bothered to play yet another MMO. Star Trek Online was pretty cool. I really quite liked Star Trek Online. But then I got my maximum character, and it was all burst to win, and it had no. It broke the connection with the series. You didn't see Captain Kirk instantly dying because Klingons just came in and burst killed him. Burst DPS and you're dead. And if that's the only way you can play a game, then I'm not going to play that game. I'm just going to go and play a different game. That's just ridiculous. You should have burst DPS, tanking, and healing. They should be different ways. Rock, paper, scissors. If it's just rock versus rock because we like rock, then sod off. What a stupid one-dimensional game. And so yes, I tried to make a tank in Star Trek Online, and it just got instantly killed, burst killed. And what was interesting was about a year ago, I was using the max level mines, and I used to just lay a minefield. So these Klingons and Romulans and everyone else with stealth used to turn up behind me and burst me and run into my minefield and insta die. So then what did they do? They nerfed the mines, so you couldn't do it anymore. It didn't work, and it's like, oh, okay. So the only defense I had, you've taken away, and it's just rock versus rock again. Just terrible, terrible. But some of the good things about Star Trek Online were the use of the ship and the NPCs and sending them on missions and HR, people management. I thought that was quite an interesting thing. So you didn't have to do the missions yourself. Eve Online has a similar sort of thing, but it's just too much of a database game for me. Um, the other one that was quite like was Champions Online, the superhero one. That was quite fun until you got to the top level, and then you end up with what to do, and I just can't be bothered. But that had a lot of fun. The journey to the top level was good and fun. So Right, okay, the reason for doing this, Friday the 1st of May 2015, is that, I was writing a critique of modern MMOs and computer games and how sick to death of them I am. And I thought, one of the things I said is that there's no excuse for walls of text anymore in games. Just no excuse. Voice acting and decent voice acting. It's $1 million game. Put some blooming effort in to the voices. And what did I write? I wrote a wall of text criticizing a wall of text. So this is my video, my first attempt. So why I can't be bothered to play another MMO. I would love to meet you guys and chat about MMOs, but I just cannot be bothered with the grind and rubbish quests. Camera angles, the soulless camera over the shoulder zoom in, and field of view is like a dog with a cone on his head. Rubbish flat camera angles that wouldn't make it in the first year in a film school. If you look at Sierra Games, Monkey Island and Indiana Jones 2D, The Fate of Atlantis and the rest of them, is presented with far more flair and fun. 3D needs a complete overhaul in look and feel and more like the films. Voice acting. The days of walls of text should be dead and buried. It was acceptable due to technical limitations, but it is not acceptable in 2015. Terrible voice acting is not acceptable either for $1 million game. It could even be a DLC or patch. Trivial quests. The whole PvE questing in MMOs needs to be rethought. When you complete a quest, then the quest giver should turn up or pop up. You shouldn't have to run back and then run back again. That's just bad design. Go kill 100 rabbits, collect 10 pebbles, go to point A to point B to A to B to C to A. Just no. I would pay real money not to do those quests. Which part of grinding is fun? One way to deal with it is garrison missions in WoW or away missions in Star Trek Online. Decent cinematics. More decent cinematics, less lousy acting, and in-game rubbish script animations. In-game cinematics used to be works of art. Now they feel like tacked-on rubbish. Lack of social interaction for beginner players. Due to the number of griefers, starter characters are massively limited in social interaction. It's like joining a party where you're gagged, ignored, and put in a special room for noobs for the first 4 hours. It's not a very social experience. There should be at least a few global emotes like "Hello guys, anyone want to help or talk to a noob?" And I'll add to this as I come up with more ideas. So I thought I'd put a video out just because, wall of texts. It's slightly more acceptable in Facebook at the moment, but still videos are a better way to go, really. More accessible. Thanks, and see you soon. Let's see if I can find the